You have been lied to about money, and that lie is keeping you in debt. Most people think the Bible says money is evil. It doesn't. It says the love of money is evil. Big difference. But here is the real secret. The Bible isn't just a spiritual book. It is the most practical financial manual ever written. Over 2,300 verses about money. Jesus talked more about money than heaven and hell combined. So why are so many believers drowning in credit card debt? Because they missed the system. Today, I am breaking the silence. These 10 biblical secrets have been used by the wealthy for centuries. They will break your debt cycle, and they will build a future your grandchildren will thank you for. Stick with me until number 7. I almost didn't include it because it's controversial, but that one secret saved my family $47,000 in 2 years.
Secret number 1. The first is last. Most people pay everyone else first. They pay the bank, they pay Amazon, they pay the landlord, and then they look at what's left and say, if anything is left, I'll save it. That is the formula for perpetual poverty. Proverbs 3:9 says, honor the Lord with your firstfruits, not your leftovers. But wait, doesn't that mean I give to God before I feed my kids? No, it means you trust God enough to reorder your priorities. Watch this. The secular world calls this pay yourself first. The Bible calls it firstfruits. Before you pay a single bill, you move 10% to giving and 10% to your future. When you reverse the order, your brain realizes, wait, I can live on 80%. You stop spending money you don't have. Try this next month. Pay your future before your phone bill. You will be shocked at how resourceful you become. Secret number 2, the borrower is slave to the lender. Proverbs 22:7. Read it slowly. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Do you feel free right now? Because if you have a car loan, student debt, or maxed out credit cards, the Bible uses a strong word for you: slave. Harsh? Yes. But truth? Also yes. Every time you swipe that card, you are handing the bank the keys to your time. You are working for them, not for your purpose. Here is the secret. Stop trying to borrow your way out of borrowing. The only good debt is no debt. Cut the cards today, not tomorrow, today. Because until you hate debt like slavery, you will never be truly rich. Secret number 3, the unseen tithe. You've heard of tithing, 10%, but most people treat it like a tax. I have to give this away. What if I told you that tithing is actually a financial hedge? Malachi 3 says God will rebuke the devourer for the tither. In modern terms, he protects your money from stupid mistakes. Non-tithers often say, I can't afford to give. But the data is wild. Tithers usually have fewer emergencies, not because they are luckier, but because their financial decisions get wisdom attached to them. I'm going to put something in the description of this video that I've never shared publicly, a specific tithing challenge. If you're serious, go look after this. You cannot outgive God. Try it for 90 days. If your life doesn't get financially better, stop. But I promise you, the math doesn't work on paper, but the results work every time. Secret number 4, the collateral principle. Most people think cosigning is a kindness. Wrong. It's actually a lack of faith. Proverbs 6 says, if you have put up security for your neighbor, free yourself like a gazelle from the hunter. Translation, never cosign alone. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't care if it's your best friend. When you cosign, you are betting their future behavior with your credit score. And statistically, 75% of cosigners end up paying the debt. The biblical secret is this: if you want to help someone, give them a gift. Do not lend it, do not guarantee it. Because if you cosign,
You are no longer walking in faith. You are walking in fear of them hating you. A real friend understands boundaries. A manipulator gets angry. Watch their reaction. That will tell you everything.
Secret number 5. The ant and the grasshopper. Go to Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. But most people misread this. The ant doesn't just work hard. The ant works seasonally. Big difference. The ant works in the summer to eat in the winter. The grasshopper plays in the summer and starves. Most of you are grasshoppers. When money comes in, you upgrade your lifestyle immediately. Raise, new car. Bonus, new iPhone. Stop. Here is the secret. Seasonality. There are seasons to spend and seasons to stockpile. For the next 6 months, I want you to live like you are in a famine. No restaurants, no subscriptions. Sell the second car. Do this for just 180 days. At the end of those 6 months, you will have an emergency fund so big that nothing scares you anymore. That is biblical peace. Secret number 6. Honest scales. Leviticus 19 says, "Use honest scales and honest weights." In the ancient world, merchants would shave the bottom of weights to cheat customers. Today, we call it cutting corners, fudging your taxes, charging full price for a half-finished job, keeping the extra change. You think God is going to bless stolen money? This connects back to secret number 2 about slavery, because dishonest scales make you a slave to your own lies. The secret is radical integrity. Over-deliver every single time. If you run a business, give them 10% more than they paid for. Why? Because your reputation becomes your net worth. When banks fail, when the stock market crashes, the person known for honesty always has work. Integrity isn't just moral, it's profitable. Secret number 7. The sleep test. Psalm 127:2. He grants sleep to those he loves. Most people trade time for money. Doctor, lawyer, plumber, no work, no pay. But the Bible describes a wealthy person as someone who eats the fruit of their labor while resting. The secret is asset ownership. You need one thing that pays you while you sleep. A rental property, digital products, dividend stocks, even a vending machine. Here is how I saved $47,000. I realized my car was a liability. I sold it, bought a cheap used truck, and used the difference to buy a small lawnmower. I hired a teenager to mow lawns. I kept 50%. That mower made me $400 a month while I slept. That paid off my debt. Find one asset, just one. Stop trading hours for dollars. It is unbiblical to stay broke. Secret number 8. The counsel of many. Proverbs 15:22. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Listen closely. Free advice from broke relatives got you into debt. You need to pay for wisdom. The world tells you to be a lone wolf. The Bible tells you to build a tribe. But here is the controversial part. You need to pay for advice. Not a guru selling a course. A CPA, a fee-only financial advisor, a mentor who has the results you want. Stop being prideful. You don't know what you don't know. If you have $5,000 in debt, you need a budget coach. If you have $50,000, you need a financial counselor. Spend $200 to save $5,000. That is called wisdom. Secret number 9. The generosity loop. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. This is the most counterintuitive secret. When you are in debt, your brain says hold on tighter. God says, open your hands. Remember secret number 7 about sleeping while you earn? Generosity is the engine that fuels that sleep.
Generosity breaks the spirit of scarcity. When you give $20 to someone in need, your brain stops panicking. You realize, I have enough to share. And here is the miracle. Every single time I have given when it hurt, within 48 hours, money showed up from a source I forgot about. A refund, a bonus, a gift. It is not magic. It is physics. You cannot reap where you have not sown. If you are stuck in debt, start giving $5 a week to a food bank. Watch how your attitude changes. When your attitude changes, your income changes. Secret number 10, the Sabbath for assets. Most people think the Sabbath is about resting from work. Wrong. It's about resting from worrying about work. Different thing entirely. Leviticus 25 talks about the year of Jubilee. Every 7 years, you let the land rest. You forgive debts. You free slaves. Here is the secret most wealthy people hide from you. You must stop hustling. You cannot grind 24/7, 365 days a year and hear God's voice. And if you can't hear God, you will make bad investments. Every 7th year, do not take on new debt. Do not start new businesses. Just maintain. Let your soil rest. Why? Because burnout leads to stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes lead to bankruptcy. Take 1 month off from chasing money. Just one. You will come back with clarity that makes you more money than a year of grinding.
So there they are, the 10 biblical secrets. Let me summarize them for your memory. 1. Firstfruits. Pay your future first. 2. Debt is slavery. Get out. 3. Tithe as a hedge. 4. Never cosign. 5. Live seasonally. 6. Radical integrity. 7. Buy assets that sleep. 8. Pay for counsel. 9. Give to break scarcity. 10. Rest to hear God. Secret number 2 said debt is slavery. Secret number 9 said give to break scarcity. Put them together, and you get freedom. That's the whole point. Look, the world wants you confused about money. Confused people stay poor. But you have the manual. The question isn't, does God want me rich? The question is, are you brave enough to follow his rules? If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button right now. I have a free PDF called The 30-Day Biblical Debt Detox, linked in the description. It walks you through the first 30 days of applying these secrets. Don't just be a hearer, be a doer. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.